was not expecting to come drink today. I gotta say, it was a really pleasant surprise, so no complaints from me.
At Volley Life, we do a lot of work at our own pace. And I can afford
I like that. That's
sleep in a
cool.
little bit on Monday. Hey Drew, thanks for coming out.
Moss, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, like we were talking about, this is just a vehicle that we can use to honor the game, celebrate the great matches that we've played, the characters that are part of the community. At Volley Life, I'm trying to create something that really matters to a lot of people. But in order to really make something important, you got to understand the legacy. You got to understand the past. That's part of what this podcast, this series is going to be about. It's about sharing these stories that kind of lead us to where we are today. So it's about the evolution of the game. It's about the evolution of the people who play it. And I'm just stoked to have you on board as our first guest and talk through what was a pretty exciting match. And you ready to get started?
Let's get going. Hell yeah.
All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's going on with you, and why are you here?
Not much, man. I just played a little volleyball out at Kelly's Bleachers in Wind Lake. So,
Okay.
you know, we're always out there. So no complaints from me. Sorry, I'm a little sandy or sweaty or smelly. I'm maybe all the above. But
part of the life.
Yeah. That's part of this life. So you know how that goes.
Who was playing today?
It was like Vegas, Rich, let's see who else was out there, Moises, a couple other people like Chicago guys.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was kind of just like casual, chill session. No complaints
Nice.
from me.
Yeah, it's nice to have a resource like that to play
Yeah.
when it's snowing outside.
Definitely.
But
Kind of like what you were saying before with like the talking about the past. On Friday when it was really nice outside, I went and played with Joel, Jesse, Paul, and Lang. And when I showed up, I made a crack to them where I was like, "You guys, I'm here because I respect my elders." You know, and they loved it because, you know, it's rare that being 28 that I'm usually the youngest one out here now. So
Yeah.
it was funny that they definitely appreciated, you know, showing up to.
yeah, Joel's
with
got to
those
be
guys.
like,
They still got it
early
though, man.
50s.
Those guys can play.
he never makes very many mistakes. He always, like,
Yeah.
he's a hard guy to ace. I'm always trying to get the challenge of like, I got to ace Joel.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
It's got a wicked serve too, where it's like that top spin, but it floats and it's.
yeah, has no spin on it at all. It just weird, especially when he plays with those international balls.
Yep.
Is like
the
a cheat code.
KB2. He loves that thing.
Yeah, I was bummed that I couldn't get out there and play on Friday. It was really nice out, but I
Yeah,
don't get too many chances like that.
no doubt.
So let's talk a little bit about your evolution in the game, and especially in grass. So I know you were a hero out at Marquette University High School with state championship.
Oh, really?
No, I heard from Kyle Olsberger that you were the difference maker in that tournament. Yeah, like how did you go from that to like starting your journey in grass? I know a lot of guys up, at least in the Oshkosh area, start playing when they're super young.
Sure.
But how did you start finding your way into grass volleyball here?
Yeah, I mean, grass kind of came late for me. I kind of like what you're saying back after, like right after high school, I sort of got a little burnt out from volleyball. So
Sure.
in high school, went to Marquette, as you said. We won state back to back, which was freaking awesome. You know,
Yeah.
It made me really fired up about volleyball. But I guess I got burnt out from just like the practice every day and
Were you
didn't
playing
really.
club too?
Yeah, I was playing club, so I played at North Shore, which is now like MVC, and
Right.
that was a lot of fun. I mean, I had some fun teams, you know, with like Ryan Coonan,
Okay.
Dalen, Jake
Yeah.
Romano. Like we had a fun-ass squad. I mean, good players and just fun guys. So
Yeah, a lot of those guys went on to play at some big-time
Oh, yeah.
D1
like
programs.
Coonan's still playing pro in like
Yeah.
Greece or something like
Mhm.
that. So he's
Helps when you're like 6'8", 6'9".
definitely doesn't hurt, right?
He's a good player though. Yeah.
Yeah, so went from that to my senior year. Actually, I didn't play a ton. I didn't play until state. Really, I kind of got in a little bit of trouble off the court, where my coach knew I wasn't exactly the most committed.
Sure.
Didn't really care. Maybe I was having a little too much fun off the court. So yes, my coach I had was a very like by the books guy. He wanted.
This is Sully, right?
Sully it was, yeah. He he's a good coach and a better guy. So like he was like, dude, screw this kid. He's a dirtball. He's not gonna play. I'm like, I understand. So in state we went down. We were losing to Toast East, which is our like biggest rival.
Yeah.
And then coach subbed me in and played well there and played well in the next game, and that was it. You know, it was the semis and finals, and yeah, I mean it was a great like ending to high school. And I kind of thought like, oh, I'm gonna going out on top, going out with a win, not going to play anymore. And then, sure enough.
Yeah. So what brought you back? Like, how long were you away? Did you play in college at all? Like,
I played at Stevens Point, which was just club, tons
right.
of fun. So I played with like Brandon Sandberg and Zach Burt, if you know those guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Good guys. And Brandon Sandberg's actually the one I got a shout out here. He got me into grass. Period.
Okay.
So I played a grass tournament in Green Bay with him and another guy on our team, and we got absolutely just smoked. Just
first time out there.
Demolished. Yeah, like we're playing Smo and Bob.
Yeah.
And they're just
they know what they're doing.
Ragdolling. Yeah, we're getting crushed. So so I was definitely like off put by grass at first, but you know it's one of those things you just kind of stick with, and you know how that goes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess like I started playing grass when I was like 13 or something like that. I think it was the first time I ever played a grass tournament. But that's because my parents played. Growing up in Tucson, they played a ton of grass volleyball. Mm-hmm. And so like I just been around it, and I was like, yeah, like I want to go out there and play. And I started playing club like 14 and under, and I think I was like 13. And so me and a couple of teammates played in this tournament called the Racine Slam-and-a-Rama, which isn't around anymore, but it was a pretty sick tournament that Terry and Nancy Paulson ran for like, I don't know, at least 15 years.
And then who'd you play like club for?
This was Wisconsin Juniors. They started a boys program, and we were like the first boys team that played.
Okay, right on.
But yeah, I remember we were playing like men's B or something like that. These like 13-year-old kids, and like, you know, maybe we won a game. I don't know, but like
guys getting like one touch pops up on you.
Yeah, right. I definitely remember though, like. There's like a period of time where you transition from the indoor game and go out to grass, and it's like it's not an easy transition.
Not at all. You know? I mean, sometimes what's nice in the summertime, like now, when you see the pools, and like you'll see some of these guys who are like good college players, and you know they play hard court all the time. It almost is like you're almost more stoked to play against those guys sometimes because they're going to have those indoor tendencies that are like way different. So,
well, I definitely have like a chip on my shoulder too. Like when I see a big name, I'm like, all right, like I want to prove myself against those players. You know,
as if you wouldn't with anyone else, right?
Well, sure, like, but it's a little bit more when you see like Nicholas Scherzen, you know, two-time NCAA champion on the, you know, on the other side, but. Yeah, you know, I first started hearing about you with grass. I don't remember what tournament it was. I think it was Corn Roast, because I was talking with Reilly Speller, and he like lost in the semis, I think, to you, Alex Fan, or Fawn, and Luke Turner. Was that Corn Roast?
Yeah.
So when was that?
That must have been like 3 years ago now, maybe 4. We got second that year. I mean, I will say, like, we played well, but the conditions were terrible. Like it was raining freaking cats and dogs, and everyone was slipping and sliding. It was one of those tournaments where, you know how sometimes it's kind of just like, I mean, you do more than weather the storm. You kind of just like gut through it. It's like, the ball was heavy.
You know, those kinds of tournaments, I feel like they kind of neutralize some of your advantages because like everybody's just reduced by the conditions, you know. Like sometimes when it's super windy, everybody's like, oh, you're a good jump server, so you're gonna have a huge advantage now that it's super windy. But it's like, you know what, like everybody has that advantage. So it's like my quality of my serve is now no longer like a difference maker necessarily, because like everybody can get aces serving into the wind.
And it comes down to consistency then, and that's why Chandler always wins whenever there's wind or anything. I mean, he wins regardless, but he's really good at winning in the wind and conditions because he's really good at putting that serve in deep, and he can play consistent no matter rain or shine. So,
which is really like that consistency is what matters. Like
totally.
Anyways, you know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely matters.
But you know, like you also need a little bit of luck. And so, you know, like, it's part of the recipe for success. You just need to have a little bit of things go your way. You know?
doubt.
And sometimes it just, like, pieces come together. That's a cool, like, event, too. You know, Alex doesn't get a lot of credit, but dude loves the game, and he's always out there playing. So, like, I've seen him set, and he's able to, like, put a ball in a good spot that's hittable. And Luke is definitely a good player.
Alex is really good at the decision-making part, and that's a huge part of setting. Is he's really good at deciding who to set when, and that's really
where
important.
to take a risk, where not to.
Totally.
Yeah.
When to set the in-system ball, when to fling it back. He's really good at making that decision.
So then, so that tournament, and then I think this must have been like 2022-ish. Does that sound right?
Yeah, probably.
Because then I remember playing against you for the first time in at the Rock in like an indoor league. I was playing with Cal and Matt Awesome. I think we played against you and a couple. I don't remember who else was on your team.
Man, I don't even.
But I remember like Matt telling me like you got to watch out for Drew's line swing. I don't think I remember watching out for it, but you were hitting it a lot sharper than I expected.
Matt knows my tendencies. He's good at blocking my line.
Yeah.
I've played with him enough and against him enough that I laugh sometimes when like I'll blow one line and like anyone else I know it goes by, but Matt's just like nope there because he knows when I'm chopping that one down.
Yeah, that's funny. But I remember that was like. Because I remember Reilly telling me about that loss, and I was like, Reilly, man, like, come on, man, you're supposed to be a big dog.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I saw you play in person, I was like, well, you know, he's good. Like, there's a reason that he lost that match.
Appreciate it, Moss.
So, yeah. Well, I want to talk a little bit more specifically about this match we have in front of us. So this match that we're going to watch here is from the Fresh Coast Champions Cup 2023. So that was the first year we ran it. And I had this vision of running an elite grass triples tournament that really showcased the best players in the country. Because and the Midwest is a great spot to do it because obviously we have boat ride and there's this long history of high-level grass players coming out of this region and competing. But, you know, a lot of time, one of the things that makes the community so great is how many people play. But when you go into a tournament, even though any individual team can upset a lot of other teams, when you have to stack a series of rounds, round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, it's hard to get 4 upsets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
it's true.
The idea of the Fresh Coast Champions Cup, it comes from Champions League out in Europe. So if you win your country's league, let's say you win the Polish league, you get an automatic bid into the Champions League.
They bump you up, yep.
Right? And that's the tournament of like all the winners, all of the champions.
Yeah.
And so the idea of the Fresh Coast Champions Cup is like who won boat ride, who won the luau, who won Pottstown, like the major grass or the clash, you know, who has shown, maybe they're not a winner, but they've shown a consistent semis and finals in a lot of big events, you know. And so I want to bring those teams in as like an automatic bid so that they can play as fresh as possible and play their best volleyball. Because if they're playing against a bunch of teams that, you know, are still good, but probably not at the caliber to win one of those events, they haven't quite reached that threshold, then, you know, there's just more chance for being tired, more chance for exhaustion, that kind of thing. And you can see like, sometimes when you're watching like the finals at boat ride, for example, it's super late at night, team's been grinding all day, and maybe it's not their best match. There's a lot of errors maybe, or a lot of missed serves. And I think most of that just comes down to being tired. And so I didn't want that to happen. I wanted the best teams to meet each other in the final and play at their very best because they're still like relatively fresh because there's fewer matches on Sunday. But you guys came through the qualifier, so it's not all auto bid. We want to have that drama that comes from the qualifier and give a chance for the local teams to get into that level because I know they're right there, right? Maybe they just don't travel or whatever. But so this match comes from pool play on the Sunday, the pro exhibition, but you guys had to play on Saturday first.
Yeah.
So what was that like? Do you have a different thought process going into Saturday versus Sunday? were you guys like expecting to qualify? Like kind of what was your guys' as a team? How did you navigate that qualifier?
Yeah, I mean, if I remember right, I'm pretty sure Zach Solomon, so the setter in this, pretty sure he like messaged me like 4 or 5 days before.
Okay.
Asking if I could play, and that's like usually kind of like the best window to get a good yes from me. I'm a very like, you know, I'm a spontaneous guy, so I don't like always committing to like like if someone will say, hey, do you want to play in a tournament in March? I'm like, dude, if it's February, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing in March, you know. So I got to get better at figuring out the schedule in that way. But yeah, Zach hit me up at the prime time 4 or 5 days before. Hey, you want to play? I said absolutely. Pilch was the other guy, and I mean, the Saturday, as far as I remember, so last year was the year where the weather was super dicey, right?
Yeah, last year the weather was dicey, but we had really nice weather that first year.
Yeah. Okay. No, I remember it then. I at least remember, I think we played like, I think Jake O was the other team who qualified that year too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They actually
They were on
lost
the other
their
side.
qualifying match, but then the team that did win had to
couldn't.
leave. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Which
right.
is just
Okay.
some poor planning.
Yeah.
Gave up a lot of money.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, but I mean, I think, I don't know, I remember that Saturday there not being like obviously the regular, like, kind of the fact that you have those some of those people qualify, it made the teams seem not as like maybe intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach and Matt and I, we did pretty well that day, and then we're playing you the next morning, you know.
Yeah, I guess, have you ever played in any other events that have a qualifier like that?
No, every other tournament I've played in was just like
Open
all the
draw.
traditional, where it's like, yep, winner, you know, you play until you either lose or until the finals and you win, and
Yeah. What did you think of that format, and like now that you've done it a couple years?
I liked coming back to play the next day. I'm not sure if I think I felt fresh because stay pretty good with like training the legs to stay fresh, but I think it would be pretty tough to do consistently, like every week. Like if that was an every weekend ordeal versus like the traditional just Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool to do like maybe once or twice a summer where then I can do that where the Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, if it was every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, it'd probably be a grind on the grass. I'm gonna have to get some good grass shoes before I start doing that.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously the AVP does qualifiers, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
there's definitely like, the cards are not in your favor when you're in the qualifying position.
For sure.
In the AVP, it's even tougher. Like we do the pool play and then single elimination brackets. So you still get some games in, but like in the AVP, it's like you can fly out to Huntington Beach, spend $800 on the weekend, play your first match, and then lose, and then
You're done?
You're done. You don't qualify. You don't get any money. You know, and if you're like kind of on the cusp of getting into the main draw and you get a loss like that, now you plummet like 60 spots in the rankings maybe. So it's definitely a grind. But the idea is, you know, again, like that qualifier is high drama. It's kind of like March Madness.
It matters.
One game count, you know. And so there's like for Manhattan Beach Open, you get like 100 teams sign up in the qualifier, and there's like thousands of people that come watch. And it's just the qualifier, you know. So my hope is that like as we get this tournament bigger and we get more money and a cooler event, people are going to come out for the qualifier because there's a real shot to like play with the best and make some good money. Yeah.
I like that it's at Tippecanoe for the wind coverage, but I think it would be fun if it was like in a place where there's high foot traffic, like by the lake or something.
Yeah, well this year we're at Veterans Park.
Much better.
Looking downtown right at the art museum.
That's so perfect. Yeah. The wind's wicked there, but that's fine.
Yeah, well it'll challenge that consistency element, but it's definitely, Tippecanoe was nice for the first 2 years, but I think we've outgrown it.
Cool.
You know, so
cool.
we're looking for more grass. Anyway, let's play through this match a little bit, and we can just kind of talk through what we see, and you know, help me break it down as we're watching. Also, we're going to enjoy some delicious cider from Cash Cider here in Bayview. So thanks to Ethan, our host, for having us here in this pretty awesome place. So this one, he makes them all in house, and like it's just, I think this was the reserved one that he pulled out of
We're gonna try this like beet red one here. So it says WR.
Winter Red Flesh, I think.
Oh,
Oh, it is red, yeah.
Wow.
Pretty good. It tastes like a straight up delicious apple. But better than eating an apple, they have alcohol in them, which is a little bit.
Yeah, you
it's
catch
nice.
catch a little Buzz Lightyear from it. I'm so down. Yeah, here, trade you.
That's the Roxbury russet one. This one's pretty dry.
Ooh,
It's
this
very
is
different.
So this is really sweet. That one is, yeah, they're like polar opposites. Mm-hmm. This is my first time ever drinking alcoholic apple cider. Honestly, I've just never like. What do you guys drink? Have you guys done this a lot?
It's in our neighborhood. We walk over here. Yeah.
I can like talk to you guys too, right? Is that okay? Yeah.
We're joined here by Julia, our videographer, and Janae, my wife, who came for the cider and to lend her creativity to the process. So.
It's kind of more of a kombucha vibe.
It's more of a bitter kombucha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love kombucha. GTS, woo, my jam, dude.
Well, we'll sample those throughout the ride here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Skylar. So we got two lefty setters. Zach is in the orange shirt playing with Drew. Drew's in the black shirt, right? And Zach Pilch in the white. And then on my team, Moss Volley, we've got I'm wearing the turquoise shorts. Nolan Albright is wearing the leggings and the hat, and then Skylar Lillithorpe. Yeah, he lives in Florida. He's from Florida. He played at CSUN though, and he's like.
Pretty good pickup there by Skylar.
In my opinion, he's got just one of the best arm swings like I've ever seen. Just
Clean.
pure whip, gets a ton of pace on it.
Oh yeah.
Got that lefty hook, tight pass.
He always shows really late too, which is tough. It's tough to read.
There's a little breakdown in discipline there from Pilch. Watch, Albright slips and falls down. Whoop. Tough play. Yeah, so having both Zach and Skylar like to hit on two a lot. But you guys, they kind of do it in different ways. Like if you check out our serve receive pattern here, where Skylar starts like pretty far off the net, so you can take an approach. And Zach's like, he likes to start kind of on the net, it looks like. Well, no, he's got his approach there too. Let's set the scene a little bit here. So we're watching this footage. This is your second match of the pool. I don't know if you guys remember, but we had Aaron Lang,
yeah, we played
Kyle Overby, and Will
Yeah.
Kraft also in this pool. It's a
I
pool
just
of
got
three.
so owned on that one. That was just a terrible pull by me.
Yeah. Well, you
That I'm
should
just
have respected the.
shuffling like a doofus. But I'm just so used to normally just digging that Tomas guy, you know, that it's like, come on.
Get no respect. Yeah, so you guys played them in the first match of the day. That's a nice rip from Zach. That's that on-two threat we were talking
Yeah.
about. And then, we both double on it. It's still just too fast. But yeah, so you guys played them, and I think you guys lost that one 0-2,
Okay.
right? So this is like a do or die. What a serve. That's another, oh, it's just out. Okay, Nolan had it the whole way.
I don't know. I think that was in. It looks like.
You think that was in? I don't know. I think that's just out. I'm not going to go for the slow motion, but. it
Come
looks
on,
just
man.
out.
Chandler can slow it down.
Look,
What are we doing?
Okay, you want
I'm
me to
kidding.
slow
I'm
it down?
kidding.
All
It's
right, all
okay.
right. Look, you can tell Pilch knows that. He looks down. He's bummed.
All right.
Anyway, so you guys need to win this match to get out of pool play. And then we're like, I've been running this tournament at the same time. And so, that's my excuse for not coming out of the gate. But then, if you lose in a three-team pool, if you lose one match, it's really hard to get out of that pool.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So
true.
this is like both of us really kind of need to win this match to get out. But you guys are putting a ton of pressure on us right now. Your block you got a block on me there, but we couldn't see it. It was too choppy. Tight set.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you guys are just. I don't know if it's. I feel like we're missing a lot of serves on our end, and you guys are just swinging lights out. That OT swing from Zach is crushing us. That's a pretty good pass, and then yeah, same thing, just high contact. Oh, there's another nice.
Also, I mean, the DJ at Moss Valley, whoever it was that year, was just unbelievably top tier. Just playing "Give Me the Night" by, is that George Benson
George
or whatever?
Benson, yeah.
He's so good. And they just had Temptations, or just Oldie Classics. That was a really good DJ year.
You know, that was just me on the phone.
Yeah, was it actually?
Yeah. These are the songs that I like to listen to. Yeah. Although we did have a DJ come in later in the day.
I'm pretty sure it started with "Get Down on It" by Kool and the Gang.
Yeah.
Just like it's gonna be a good day.
That's my favorite song to like walk into a room on.
You know what I like is "Outstanding" by the Gap Band. That's one of my
really?
favorites. Just like that era, that kind of like funk soul song.
Nice.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's fun. It's got the groove. It's got.
And then this one's "Papa Was a Rolling Stone," right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what gets us banned on the YouTube copyrights, though. So we'll be fine since we're talking over it. Yeah. So we've had like 3 swings in a row from both sides, just swinging super deep here in the court, and it's like, how can you know, Zach's even in a good position, but if you guys are taking notes, if you watch the elite players, they're hitting in this back third of the court,
High and deep.
you know. Oh man,
Great shot from
Just
Pilch.
probably sees my left hand drop in at the end.
Cuts
just
it right
chops
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time I think he ran a back set in that game. Getting down to crunch time here. So you guys are up 2017. What's kind of in your head at this point in the match when you guys have the lead towards the end of the game? What are you thinking?
I'll be straight up honest with you, Tomas. This year, I thought we had no chance. Like, not even no chance. You know, sometimes when you go out into a game and you always go out confident, you always think you can win. But when you're playing against a really good team, and like you guys were on your shit that year, where
Yeah, we just won the
didn't
Clash.
You just won
Yeah.
like one of those other big tournaments, and when we won that first set, we got fired up.
Yeah.
It was definitely like a big boost, and yeah, it felt good. Definitely was a good first win, but you know how it is, locking it. It's the next 2 that always matter the most.
Yeah.
So.
You know, my dad played a bunch, and he said something to me that really stuck with me through the years, and it's, I never beat a team that I didn't think I could beat. You know? So, like, you got to go into every match with, like, that's why you play the game, right?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
I don't think I have a 100% winning record against any top-tier player, you know?
Yeah.
But they don't have a 100% winning record against me either. Well, probably some people do, but the idea is, like, you play the game to find out. Because if we just take the Vegas odds, then yeah, maybe Moss Volley is the favorite in this match.
Yeah.
But it's like you said earlier, that you get those big name indoor players come out and play grass. If they don't know what they're doing, you can get a win, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So,
It's definitely true.
I think for me, like, I want to respect every opponent the same amount, you know? Like, to me, the opponent is just somebody, like, it's just stimulus to react to, you know? Like, I want to be, my decision-making isn't influenced by who's on the other side of the net. It's this influenced by what they're doing.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I think is, like, frustrating for some people as opponents, you know, like, they know that I'm going to bring it all the time, you know. But I totally respect other people who do that too, and you're one of those people that, like, you're always bringing it. You're always trying to win every point. It doesn't matter who's on your team or who's on the other team. But that's, like, to me, that's just respecting the game.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the game's given us a lot, you know. I feel like that's the least I owe it.
Yeah.
It's like it's brought a lot of, like, ups and downs and drama and, like, good and bad, but fucking love it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so you guys win game 1, close game, 21-19.
Just control from Zach, Matt, and Drew. You know, we're not even worried about these next couple games.
Yeah.
These next 2 ahead.
That
Sure,
is,
we send a serve a little long. That's okay.
You know, Zach missed the first serve in the first game, too.
Yeah, it's our strategy. We kind of talked about that as a team before going into it. And
Yeah, lull us to sleep.
First day, that was a huge strategy too. Was miss the first serve.
Oh, somehow he sneaks that through.
Never let them know your next move.
Yeah. Right, if he hits one out by 15 feet wide, then, you know, we know not to stand over there.
Or you can do the. I play in the summertime a lot with Tim Vanderwerf.
Yeah, yeah.
And he does this thing sometimes where, like, You'll like he'll either block it on our side or like we will lose the point, and he'll cheer just as loud as if we had won the point, and the other team always kind of looks at you like, dude, why is this guy still cheering? Like they just lost the point, and he's like, he'll be going crazy, clapping. It's a bold strategy from him.
Tim is, yeah, he likes to be loud, is what he does. This is that line play that I'm talking about. You just find room for it here. Like when you pass this ball, at what point are you deciding to hit that line?
Sometimes I do. I don't know if you do. Do you ever just go up and not decide? You kind of just happens, like in the moment. You just like you swing and it works out, or do you think about it every time?
I think most of the time.
I think you think about it every time.
I think that's a nice block.
You think about it every time, for sure.
Yeah.
You think about it before you even swing. You think about it 30 seconds before the play even started, Mas.
Like, I know that if I pass this ball in the middle, that it gives Skylar a good chance to draw the block and hit. And it was maybe a little far, but like I'm definitely thinking, before every point, I'm like.
Were you thinking about Zach and Matt's just massive block? Yeah.
Yeah, they're big guys.
Yep.
So I'm aware of it. But, so Nolan here, like, he's got two swings, hard and harder right now.
That guy can rip.
He's got a lot of range on his swing. I'm not sure which one he's going for.
He's got a cannon for an arm.
For me, like, I think I'm trying to, like, my default is to go really high, hard, and in the angle. And, like, especially if I'm playing right side, and even outside, like, there might be entire tournaments where I never hit the ball line. Nice set. Like, I think that one
where he just completely jukes the outside doofus out there.
I mean, like, Zach's all over that angle. So I think Nolan sees that. You see that little stutter step in his approach where he gets his timing fixed because it's tight set.
Yeah.
Like
and just sets a freaking, as Aaron Lang would say, an absolute bloop nugget just right to the outside and just completely deletes.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Aaron Lang, bloop nugget. You see, for me, like, this is like, why are we stopping play on that? It's just like, like it didn't change the flight of the ball at all.
Yeah, they could do something. It would change a lot if they changed the let serve though. Like the grass, I think it would change a ton. The let serve frequency is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, watch any of the highlights of any of like the boat, like any of the high level boat ride games. There's so many freaking bomb serves into the tape. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
Like,
it kind of makes the game more boring though, don't you think?
I agree.
I got your finger here on this one.
No touch.
Yeah. Well, it's not, we can maybe do a survey and kind of find out.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Oh, that had some wicked spin on that one.
Yeah, just handled.
Yeah, it was a great pass.
But nonetheless, definitely a wicked serve. A little tail.
Touch swing. Yeah, so you guys, you win game one, and now you're starting to pull away here in game two. I guess it's tight still. They all start close. Yeah, I like when that.
That's a beach classic from you right there.
Yeah.
You chop that all day on Mia Kelly's. Drives me bananas.
Teams double block and triples. There's a lot of court back there. You just got to find it. Oof, that's a nice pull.
Pilch pushing it through.
See, that's what I'm talking about there. Like, we allow people to hit the ball through the net, but why not serve it through the net, Anyway, that's my question. Yeah, so I think Zach's starting to go to you a lot here, Solomon. You're passing really well. You're siding out really well. That's a nice angle rip from you.
I got to use that more this summer. I'm starting to get a little predictable at the line shots. People are starting to dive on me a lot. I'm seeing that left hand come my way.
Yeah, I think, if you had to pick a swing, I'd say like that deep middle is the nice dig. It's kind of the way to go.
Oh, it's such a bad roll. I still beat myself up about that one, and then the one where Max Martin just whammed down
from
on
boat
me
ride,
where it's just like all pops up on my.
So this one stands out to you?
Because it's just such a softy, weenie roll. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. No, I get mad at myself for those plays too.
Or you just see it over and you wish you could change it, but you can't. It's living on the internet forever.
Skylar likes it though, so there's always good and bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, too much stutter there. Okay, so we made a couple plays and serve. Bring it back in.
Moss Valley sneaking back.
Yeah, that's just such a nice set, nice swing. You can always tell you make a good swing when the block's like, what the hell?
Beautiful shot
Yeah.
by Reilly down the line, 11-9.
Skylar's a big guy too. It's hard to find room to go around him.
How tall is he?
He's probably like 6'5", but he presses
Is he
super
really?
far.
He's 6'5", you think?
I think so, yeah.
Damn, gnarly.
I feel like I'm like a tall 6'2" or a short 6'3", and I'm like for sure the shortest guy on my team. That's pretty typical. That's a good way to recruit,
Wow.
you know? You know you're recruiting well when you're the short guy on the team.
Yeah. I'm usually the shortest on my team.
Yeah, yeah. You got 2 tall guys on your side,
Yeah.
on your squad too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to push that ball middle for him. Oh, big miss.
But you're swinging high and deep. You're going to the right
Yeah,
spot.
one of the
lands
things
a lot
that
for you.
I was trying to figure out with Skylar, like, so when we played the Clash this year, we had a close 3-set match in the final, and watching it, my timing with Skylar was always kind of questionable. Like, you know, he has such good hands. He's got so much variety in what he's able to do with the block or not. And it's just like a little unpredictable. Like, it was hard to lock in what my time was going to be like.
Sure.
With Lang, who I play with all the time, I just got my first step on there and I'm able to go real slow.
Yeah, when you know what to expect.
Yeah, that's a tough swing. Solid. I mean, in that play, like Zach scrambling, you got a solid double block.
Yeah, but I got to think jumbo line.
Yeah, something like that. But you know, so like I was trying to go second step tempo, a little more indoor, a little faster. And I think we just kind of miscommunicated on it. Oh, this is the play of the day
Great
right here.
dig. Whoa.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Julia, we gotta get this one on the highlight. So, it's really tough pulling off the net and getting a dig. Just got lucky, hit it in my lap. This is a nice block. I'm trying to redirect down the line. But then discipline breaks
Nolan
down
just
again.
whams it. Can't give that guy an open net.
Yeah, he's a dangerous person to be digging an open net. But then you come right back with this swing.
Oh yeah, I think like Vegas actually recorded that.
Okay, yeah. This is a heck of a swing, man. Like, you can't
no-
even see your hand contact because of my blocks in front of it. You just
Yeah,
slice
'cause
it under my
normally
arm.
you freaking clamp that. Lucky
Yeah.
chop.
No, it was a good rip.
Oh, Zach almost hit.
So now we're tied in game 2. I remember like middle of this game, like around 10, when we had like 10-11, you know, I remember starting to feel that pressure mount because we got to win this game to stay alive in the pool, right? Oof.
Oh, and now I just get housed.
That's that 6'5"
Yeah,
big
reach.
vertical reach I'm talking about.
And he just looked like he's just disciplined.
great
on
technique,
it,
yeah.
And then pressing
Yeah.
the right way. It's a
See,
great block.
that's like part about being a blocker though. Like obviously you can see the size and the technique or the athleticism.
He's in a great serve from me, Tomas.
But the discipline and the technique can take even a smaller, less athletic blocker to be a really good player, a really good net force, you know?
Yeah, you watch those Bayo brothers beat like Anders Mullen.
Oh, yeah.
Too, and
They're
that
like
guy's
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, they're like not that big. They're just
They are super athletic
they're
though.
so athletic. They dive back so well. Like they're catching the freaking block touches insane.
Yeah. But also like Helvig from Sweden, they just won the gold medal. He's only like 6'3", 6'4". And
Yeah,
he's like one of the best blockers, in the world.
in the world for sure.
It's a nice dig from Nolan. This is one of the cool things about grass. You get these like crazy scramble plays. But when
Yeah.
it's super dry like that, you can already see from like the qualifier on Saturday, all those bare spots, kind of like at Wimbledon, it gets worn out and then it gets slippery.
Yeah,
You know?
it's true. The runways.
Nice
Great
swing.
from Zach.
wide open. Yeah, so when you guys are playing against us, and obviously Skylar can bring that kind of heat on too, did you guys talk about that? Like, did you guys have a plan to defend against it, or was it just?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. As much as we could, like, you kind of just do what you can there. With you bait up on him and block him when you can, but if not,
Yeah.
it's
It's just one, right?
Yeah, you try and serve tough, so it keeps him at least off the net.
Nice pull by Solomon again, but no, a double contact is
Yeah, I feel like it's people haven't really figured out how to defend it yet. Oh, this is a bold call. First double call of the match on game point. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it definitely had a couple spins, but you'll see. I mean, some people wouldn't call that though.
I feel like-
respect to Zach.
What do you think? Okay, so in women's NCAA, they got rid of double hits. Like, what do you think? What's definitely? I mean, I've been playing grass for a long time, and it's trending towards fewer and fewer
Yeah.
hand calls. You know, is that you think is that positive? Is that negative? Is it frustrating?
I don't know. I kind of sound like an old head whenever I talk about it. I usually say like, oh, it shouldn't be doubling, but
Yeah.
that's like I know that's like old school now. Like people are just like whatever, let them play.
Yeah, I guess it's a balance between, like, it's kind of a hard rule to enforce,
Yeah,
but I feel like,
sort of arbitrary.
yeah, it's a little bit arbitrary because even if you double it, like, it can clearly be a good set,
Right.
like, it's super hittable.
And like what some people think is a double, others don't. So it's
Right.
really it's completely up to interpretation. I don't know if I like that about it. And it's if some people don't call it consistently, and that's when it gets frustrating in a
Right.
match when your setter's setting it really clean and the other one's not, and you're just like, well, what's the
Yeah,
and
don't you feel like then you're, like, getting robbed of, like, if your setter's dishing just straight butter and then the other person's hacking at it and it's not getting called, it's kind of like, well,
Definitely.
that guy needs to go practice more. Because,
and I've been on I've been on the team too where you're getting the doubles and you still feel. I mean, you swing away, you do what you can, but you definitely feel a little bad sometimes where you're like,
Yeah.
that was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be honest with mine, but it's just such a hard thing too, when it's like a call your own event to
Yeah,
to
it's tough.
really want to call it on your hands, like, because
Definitely tough.
I mean, that's why we're using refs in this tournament, because there's good money on the line, and I want the teams to play the game and not argue about calls.
Yeah, it's one less thing to think about.
Right.
To worry about, which is nice. Just take it out of it, and people don't worry about it on the East Coast. Like those guys I played boat ride with, they don't. There's a couple plays where they just like stop playing because they're used to antennas being up.
Right.
So like if you watch the highlights from when I was playing with Blake and Brandon, Blake quit on a point where like he thought it was out because it's out on the ground. He didn't know that it's like
The pole, yeah.
anything kind of goes.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. You know, they play it a lot more strict out there.
And
so.
they have refs with every
have
game.
refs, and
Yeah.
someone's down there with the whistle. Yeah, which makes sense. You know, it takes the chance of arguing out of it, which is nice too.
Well, you can still argue, but it's just less effective.
yeah.
You know, like, it's
True.
not about who's the biggest ass. You can't, like, out asshole the ref. You know, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely am in favor. Like, I think boat rides should have refs. Like, I've just
Yeah.
been in so many discussions with people. You know, I've had like some losses in matches too that I feel like were really unjust because it was like the other side cheated. You know.
Sure.
And if we have refs, it's just another safeguard to making the game a little bit more honest. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's get back to it, huh?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
game 3, we're split, and then we got this match here. Big serve from Nolan off the bat. Free ball. Yeah. Any chance you can get to hit before the defense is set, it's probably a good chance to
I know, I should have at
score.
least jumped up and threw a little something up there. Overpass for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you're receiving serve against somebody like Nolan, what are you kind of thinking about? Like, you don't go back and pass with 3 in this whole match. So like, what is the thought process there?
Yeah, I don't know. We were just kind of passing well the whole tournament, so I think there's maybe a handful of times where we went and passed 3, but when you're kind of grooving passing wise, I don't think it's necessary. But
Yeah. Nice block. Yeah.
come on, Zach, that's a nice block.
Yeah, just going high.
Yeah,
flying hard. If I pulled that down, that would have been a highlight boom block for sure.
Yeah. Another serve.
Yeah, I think like when people pass two, that like just ripping middle over and over again is pretty good way to try to score.
Yeah.
Oof. I read that one, just too much heat.
Too, yeah. Almost chest-eat it up.
Smooth.
He's definitely done that before.
Yeah. Oh, we skipped a couple points, but now we're back to. Oof.
Okay, Zach.
Got the pokey roll shot.
Little bloop.
Yeah,
from
even
Pilch.
if that set's like not perfect, just because he's so much of a threat on two,
Yeah.
it kind of makes us have to respect the potential swing, just like that. Man, Nolan thrives for these moments.
Yeah.
He's like, he always just seems in crunch time, he just finds a way to like, just put pressure on the other team and.
Yeah, and get fired up too. I feel
Yeah,
like he
you
likes
gotta
getting
watch
fired
out
up.
for his celebration. He loves to throw that fist.
Yeah.
You gotta stay away from him.
Yeah.
I don't want to get
You
clocked.
catch a
in there.
haymaker.
Ugh. See, this is like, I feel like in these situations when the hitter's kind of stretched, they're like they want to go line, you know, and so that's like a read that I've just kind of picked up over the years. But then you got to control that dig. Yeah, so at this point I think we're up a little bit, and I just feel like I've got a little cushion. Like I got to keep, I got to get
Serve hard.
serve harder and harder. You know, it's tough in those situations when you're down because you feel like you got to manage your serve a little bit.
Oh, Zach almost got the touch on it too.
Yeah,
He's right there.
he has a. This is that D1 training split step. Yeah, he covered a lot of court on that. That's a nice touch.
It is.
All those
Yeah, spot was
pressing to the left hand.
wide open.
Yeah, so I mean, even if Skylar misses there, like we already +1 on a serve, like it's just ripping. Plus, I feel like if you miss a bunch of serves, it's kind of harder to be ready for that one when it goes in. When
Yeah,
you're receiving.
That's
you know?
true. Great up from Zach.
Oof, just snuck it in.
Oh, and Zach was just in the net.
Yeah, you guys made
Oh,
that great
man,
defense.
that's tough.
That always happens if you
Yeah.
make a good dig.
Unlucky.
Your blocker's in the net.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of got chopped there, but again, like I don't know how you see this line angle coming out of that.
Oh, right. That's
Really great hand
that hit.
shape
Oh,
on
I
the ball.
hit it off him on that one.
Yeah, I think it like got a combination of tape, and then it just like clipped his elbow or something like that.
Sure.
Whee! See, that's another one, like another timing one here. I think I'm early. Let's take a look. No, actually I'm late and I just don't go to the ball. That's just a bad approach.
Yeah, you still find a way to score.
Way out.
Oh, it was? Wait,
Yeah.
I could barely see. Shit.
I think I hit it out by like 20 feet. Oof.
It's a great rip from Nolan.
Yeah, so when you're dropping on this, like some guys like to drop straight back, which is what you do here, and then he hits it inside of you. Maybe
Yeah.
if you had your feet set, you would have touched it.
Yeah.
Some guys though, like they
Should've.
like to hit really sharp, and then you drop wide instead. You know, kind of varies on. Are you guys making like adjustments in game to what's going on? Are you talking through that stuff?
You know, Tomas, that might have. I don't know if you guys would have liked it if we were making adjustments in game. Who knows? Maybe that could have changed the outcome.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know, I will. I'll chop it up with Zach and Matt and let them know that, you know, hey guys, maybe next time we play Mass Valley, we might need to make some adjustments mid-game.
What are some things you're thinking you could do?
I mean, we definitely. There's probably 5 points on there that I saw alone where I could have alone just stayed up on the block.
Wow, that's a wicked serve. It just clips the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
is
mean
really-
those are the points. Like instead of being a side out for you guys, that'd be an ace for us.
Yeah.
if we allowed tape serves, you know.
For sure.
But yeah, so you were saying, yeah, like a little more discipline in
Discipline on the
transition.
blocking from both. Like me and Matt had a few points where I'm sure we could have stayed up. Zach played really well. He pretty much did everything right. Yeah, a couple things here and there. I mean, that's how high-level games go, though. It always comes down to a few points. So
Definitely. Let's see how
let's
this
finish
thing
it off
goes.
here.
Yeah, tape serve, inside out. So Drew, you're going back. So you went back and forth between a jumper and a floater.
Yeah.
What is that? Just by feel, or are you like? What are you thinking?
Switching things up. I know that Zach and Matt were both jumping, so sometimes I like switching things up in there. Recently,
Yeah, sometimes that variety can catch people like off guard.
Yeah,
You know? And your
definitely.
floaters, like at this point, it wasn't that deadly, but
Yeah.
nowadays it's pretty deadly.
Yeah, I've been practicing a lot more with just the beach and whatnot, just deep float and
Yeah,
hitting
it clean, no
hitting
spin.
it hard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just putting a good strong rip on it.
All right, let's see how this plays out.
Now Drew Reilly.
Nolan handles it in the sand. You can't. This is a deep swing.
And that's the ball game.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good match. I mean, that's pool play. It's not very many tournaments you play in that you're going to have that caliber of match in pool play.
It's true.
You know, like you guys were in it to win it still at Boat Ride when it got rained out last year.
Yeah.
Solomon made it to the semifinals.
I think they were still in it though, right?
Yeah, no, they were. They hadn't started their semi yet, but he was playing with Tyler Wills and Mike Mikolau, right?
Yeah.
So just some outstanding players on that court, and that's pool play at the Fresh Coast for you on Sunday. So
Oh yeah.
I would ask you if you're planning on playing, but it looks like you're not going to decide till the week before. Huh?
No, I'll play this year for sure.
Yeah.
You'll see me there, definitely.
Definitely. Well, you have any parting thoughts about anything we just watched, or it's a good motivation for you to get back out there? And
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going straight to the gym after this, gotta
Yeah.
make sure I'm beating Mass Valley one of these years. So
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, not really. Thanks for having me and everything, and looks like you got some catching up to do with your apple ciders there.
Oh yeah! Shout out again to Cash Cider if you guys are looking for
Yeah, these are great.
a really good local spot. But yeah, we're super appreciative to be here and to have your company. So
Cool.
cheers, man.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah, I do. I've been drinking them, but I wanted to share it a little bit with you. You killed the.
What was the middle one?
This is the Arkansas Black.
Okay,
It's,
yeah, I did
it's
try
also
that.
really dry.
Yeah.
It's like pretty bitter. It's a strong difference from the other ones.